Right, Josh, can you tell me about what injuries you sustained?
Well, to make a long story short,
Mm-hmm.
they brought my family into the doom room. That's what I call it.
Mm.
The little private room to say he's probably going to die.
Wow.
And the surgeon said to my mum, "It'd be a lot quicker if I told you what he didn't break." And he just said his left arm. That's it.
What?
That's it. Yeah, yeah. Didn't break my left arm. Still works. Um, yeah. So injuries: broken neck, broken back, some something to do with pelvis, but they explored it and that was seemed all right.
Wow.
Both legs, arm, fingers. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, bad. Um, I've lost my train of thought.
So what happened to this arm, Josh?
So I had what's called a break. Well, I don't know if you can see. That's a skin graft.
Mm-hmm.
So that was degloved. So that whole chunk of flesh and muscle and everything were just ripped out.
No way.
So that's a skin graft.
Mm-hmm.
And I had um, both of these two bones were snapped, and that's probably what ripped all the flesh out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I had what's called a brachial plexus injury, so you've got a chunk of nerves coming out from your neck that run down here,
Mm-hmm.
and then under your armpit, down your arm, across your chest, and around your back.
Right.
I damaged the nerves at this point up here somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
which basically just paralysed my whole arm.
Okay.
Um, I could wiggle these three fingers,
Mm-hmm.
and then that was it. Nothing else would move.
No.
Um, and over the months, it got weaker and weaker and weaker because nothing was moving, nothing was
Okay.
working. So this top part of my arm here
Mm-hmm.
was as big as my wrist at one point
Right.
because it had gone so small.
Yeah.
Um, all the muscles that hold your arm
Mm-hmm.
into the shoulder joint
Mm-hmm.
um, got that weak that my shoulder just used to dislocate,
Mm-hmm.
just used to pop out.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, the nerves started to like talk. I would I would try my damn best. I'd be like really all my will, and
Mm-hmm.
nothing had happened.
No way.
It was soul destroying. Then one day, I felt a tingle,
Oh.
and I was like, I can feel a tingle. I can feel a tingle. I was like, look, it's moving, it's moving. And to other people, it wasn't moving, but
Yeah.
to me, it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, it's moving. And now, obviously, eventually, nearly 2 years later, it's finally started doing some movement.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that was that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this finger only just moves, which is
Mm-hmm.
a pain in the ass because when you go to grab something, that finger doesn't move and it ends up just bagging into stuff. And yeah, that's a whole nother story.
What's this scar here?
That is where they opened me up for exploratory surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes all the way down there and under my armpit, like
Right.
a Harry Potter zigzag.
Mm-hmm.
Right up to the back of my ear.
Yeah.
So they do that and peel you open and
Okay.
check all the nerves and yeah, that bit there where it's all gammy,
Mm-hmm.
that kept like pulling open and wouldn't heal. That's why that's all nice and neat, and then that bit under there, all that's nice and neat.
Mm-hmm.
But that there is healed like that because it just wouldn't stay shut, kept pulling open.
It's a movement of your neck into
That's
as well.
it, yeah, where it goes tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just kept pulling open. That were a bugger to get healed.
Bless you.
So yeah, that's what that is. All that's related to.
Mm-hmm.
It's common in childbirth
Mm-hmm.
when the baby's getting pulled out head first and the shoulders get stuck in the canal.
Yeah.
If it pulls the shoulders down like that, it
Yeah.
does the same effect. It pulls on the nerves.
Right. Right.
But like 99% of babies recover from that.
Yeah.
It's also really common in rugby
Mm-hmm.
when they're going for a tackle
Mm-hmm.
and they bang it and it stretches them.
Yeah.
So it's like quite a common injury.
Mm-hmm.
But when you just do it like that, like in rugby or childbirth, because it's just like a quick temporary shock.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, like when you wake up and you've slept on your arm and it's dead and it doesn't move,
Yeah,
and then it
yeah.
tingles and comes back to life.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it happens for childbirth and rugby players, but
Mm-hmm.
it takes a couple of months for it to come back to life.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was such a traumatic event and broke nerves and everything else that
Mm-hmm.
it's taken this long and it's still not fully back to life. A millimetre a day nerves grow out.
Right.
But you've got like an outer sheath and then the inner signal thing.
Okay.
If the outer sheath is damaged,
Mm-hmm.
it slows the progression of the nerve growth even more,
Right.
because it's like, I don't know where to go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's that. That's what we're up against there.
Mm-hmm. What? So the movement, you didn't have hardly no movement in it, did you?
No, I could just wiggle my fingers.
And now you've
That
got
for the first 6 months
yeah.
of leaving hospital,
Mm-hmm.
it was just always strapped up,
Bless
or
you.
always just across my lap because it just didn't move.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare. And obviously I was right-handed, so I've had to learn to do everything with my left hand.
Wow.
Even wiping your ass is difficult with wrong hand.
Gosh, yeah.
Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah, I'm left-handed and I struggle, mate. So.
Yeah, not to mention the other thing.
We're all wankers, don't worry about it.
We are. In one form or another.
What's to come with this arm?
So I've an operation to do on my deltoid.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to take a muscle either out of my back or out the back of my leg,
Mm-hmm.
and plumb it up to the shrug nerve, so that when I shrug, it lifts my arm like that.
Cool.
Because it's kind of operating in all the directions it needs to now, apart from up.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of just won't go up. So
Yeah.
that they're going to put a knuckle in that finger for me,
Oh,
because
okay.
that's shagged.
Uh-huh.
And they're going to fuse my wrist.
Yeah.
Because the nerve that pulls your wrist back and extends your fingers like that,
Mm-hmm.
median nerve, I think that's called,
Mm-hmm.
is damaged.
Mm-hmm.
So my wrist just flops like that.
Okay.
So they're going to fuse it. They're going to weld all the bones together like that. So that's all to come in due course.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Good stuff.